Students online, all of you all, very good morning, everyone. Very good morning and welcome to today's Unit 3 class. I hope all of you all are keeping fine, doing good. Guys, girls, all of you all, in our last week's class, we did our first term exam correction. However, we didn't complete it. There is one essay question and there are a few, diagrams, okay, that need to be drawn. I told you we'll do those questions separately, okay? So guys, girls, all of you students online, if you all can look at your paper and answer with me, that will be great. You can see where you went wrong and you can note down the corrections. Okay. So boys, girls, everybody, let's get started with this. Shall we have a look at the essay type question first? Okay. Everyone over here, if you all don't have it, at least in your writing books, okay, practice writing these answers down. Okay. So boys, girls, you all will need me to use the tab as well, right? Okay, we'll sort that also out. Right, boys, girls, everybody. When you all look at, can I look at my screen, everybody? So we answered all the other questions have been answered. What we did not answer was this essay type question. Okay, we answered this also, but we didn't answer this. So can we all give it a try, please? And everybody, can you all first read the question? The company. So which company are we talking about? You have to look at the main scenario. The main scenario is about, we're talking about a chain of bookshops. We're talking about, you all know what a chain of bookshop means, right? They have many branches, maybe all over the world, all over the country. We don't know, but they have multiple bookshops. Okay, that's the main scenario. Okay, and then if you see the word retailer, what does it mean? Retailer means they are selling it to customers, isn't it? They are not selling it to other businesses. They are selling it directly to the customer. Okay, right. So they also have a website. They also sell on their website. Okay, and then over here they ask us, the company uses a TP system, and we know TP is transaction processing system. Okay, a system, a computer system that handles all the changes that the business goes through. Okay, in its shops. Discuss how the use of a TP system benefits the company. Now, we are not that familiar with bookshops now. Okay, so why don't you all think about a supermarket, which you guys are very familiar with? When do supermarkets use a TP system? Supermarkets definitely use a TP system. Okay, their TP system is what we call an EPOS system, electronic point of sale, and that's their TP system. Okay, so think about what are the benefits of a supermarket using a TP system, and then modify your answer to write in terms of a bookshop. Okay, because when you only think of a bookshop, it becomes difficult to come up with answers because we are not that familiar with bookshops. We are not familiar with how they operate, and but if you think about a supermarket, a lot of answers would come into our mind. Okay, so what do you guys think about? Only 6 marks. If you can have 3 points, and if you can elaborate on those 3 points, point, example, explanation, ensure they're all linked. If you can do something like that, easily you can score your 6 marks. What do you guys think about this? Since it's not a 12 mark, I'm not going to do a mind map and choose my answers and organize it in order. As soon as I get a benefit, I'm going to try and note it down. So any benefit you can think of, guys, think about a supermarket. When they use a TP system, how does the supermarket benefit from it? Sorry? I didn't get you. You can identify patterns. When to stock up, okay. Okay. Exactly. You can identify customer shopping habits, shopping patterns. Patterns is a better word than habit, isn't it? A supermarket will definitely go through their TP system to see what are customers buying when, isn't it? And based on that, she's saying they can start stocking up because the supermarket space is very important now. In the supermarkets,
also has trend, like
yeah,
people have so
yeah,
they know the author. So
okay.
They will go next time when they release a new book, they will go to that author and buy the
new book. Okay. So can we put it in words like this? You can say, since the TP system records, or since the TP system will be recording all customer purchases, okay, shall we know this? Since the TP system will be recording all customer purchases, okay, the system can be used to identify customer shopping patterns or customer buying patterns. Okay, using identify customer buying patterns. Okay, now you stated your point now. Okay, can you all, for example, give me an example? For example, using this data, for example, using this system, they can identify during they can identify which types of books are mostly bought by which age category or by which gender you choose. Okay, they can identify what type of books are bought by which age category. Okay, so teenagers are buying this, 20 to 30s are buying this, okay, or males are buying these types of books, females are buying, or by job, what do you call it, by their profession. For example, using this system, they can identify which type of books are mostly bought by which category. And based on this information, the bookshop can ensure that they are always properly stocked up. Okay, that they are always properly stocked up with the right books, Okay, we are as much as possible trying to connect this to the scenario. Okay. Right. Anything else we can talk about? Let's go back to the supermarket. What is the supermarket benefiting by having a TP system? Exactly. In a TP system, you can see who created every bill now. Okay. You can see who created every bill. You can see who added every product. And then you can see, for example, it takes approximately 2 minutes for a bill to be created. Okay, you can see it takes 2 minutes. It takes on average 2 minutes to deal with one customer for a cashier. So now based on that, you can start monitoring the performance of your cashiers. So you can say if it's taking 2 minutes for a cashier to deal with one customer, we are expecting in 1 hour for a customer to be able to deal with 30 customers. Is it clear? Cashier, no? For a cashier to be able to deal with 30 customers every minute. Okay, which means we need to have so many counters open. Basically, they can monitor their customers' performance, not customer mean staff performance. Okay, so how shall we say this? You can also go on to say further, the TP system will be able to show, will be able to indicate the performance of the staff working at the bookshop, such as certain, now if you go to certain clothing stores, guys, those salesmen, it's a bit annoying, okay, but they stay with you. You know why the salesman stays with you? If you go to places like Fashionbug, for example, the salesman will stay with you and he'll come all the way downstairs to do the billing also for you. And before they do the billing, have you seen what he tells the cashier? He tells the cashier his staff code number or ID number. Do you know why he's doing that? He gets a commission from the sale. Is it clear? The staff are given commissions for every sale they make. You get it? So as soon as you walk into the store, they come and stick with you, which is very annoying for us because we want to freely do our, clothes shopping is not something that we want people with us, right? We want to freely be able to do it. But when you have somebody with you, it's a bit annoying. But that guy's argument, what do you call? The reason he's with you is he needs to make his commission. So he sticks with you. He promotes various goods for you to buy. And then he comes all the way down with you to the billing point also. And before the cashier starts billing, he tells the cashier, this is my ID number, whatever. The cashier enters it and then starts billing. So against that staff's ID, the bill is recorded. So he gets a commission out of that sale. I think that's how it works. I can't understand why they come all the way downstairs to billing also with you when they can, simply stay upstairs. Okay. So we could also talk about this point. Okay. Further, the TEP system will be able to indicate the performance of the staff working at the bookshop, such as how many bills they have created, in a day, how many sales they have made, okay, or how many book products have they entered into the system. Okay, so by looking at the TP system, you can see how your staff are working. Okay, how many products have they entered? How many bills have they created? How much of commissions have they earned? How many sales have they made? Okay, right. Can you give me one more point? Anything else, guys? Sometimes when you go into a supermarket, guys, you can't find a certain product. Okay, so you're not sure whether it's available or not. The salesman is also not sure whether it's available or not. Sometimes what do they go and do? They enter the product number or they search for it on their TP system. And the TP system, it says out of stock. So then they say, you know what, no point searching for it. It's out of stock. It's not available. Is it clear? Or sometimes they search the TP system and they see there are 2 pieces available. So they know now it's worth searching for it. It's somewhere, you know, especially freeze items. It will have gone to the bottom. It will have gone to the side. Okay, they know it's worth searching for it because our system shows that there are 2 pieces available. Now think about a bookshop. A bookshop is even more complex. Okay, they have only about 2-3 books of each type. You get it? So a TP system becomes very useful for the salesman to see that the product is actually in stock or not. Isn't it? Dishan, agree with me? Are you with me? Okay, so shall we talk about this? You can say a TP system can record inventory in real time. In real time, meaning we are writing our answer as though the examiner doesn't know. We are going to be teaching him. So we write it that way. Meaning, as soon as a book is purchased, the inventory is immediately updated. So using this feature, using the TP system, the staff at the company will always be able to verify if a particular book is available in stock or not. They will not have to spend time manually searching for it, going through boxes and shelves. They wouldn't have to do that. They will not have to spend time manually searching for books in boxes and shelves. Okay, right. There are some other benefits also, but we wouldn't write it down. We'll just talk about them. Any other benefits that you guys would like to mention? Just give me the point only. We're not going to write it because we have achieved our 6 marks, I feel. So another thing that we can talk about is rewarding customers, right, for their purchases, isn't it? You can use your TP system just like supermarkets are using it to give them points. A bookshop could also do it. Okay, no matter which branch they go to, they will be given points based on the books that they purchase, isn't it? Something else that we can talk about, can we talk about accurate bills, serving customers a lot faster, isn't it? When you have a TP system, you're definitely going to have a printer, a barcode reader, isn't it? You're not going to be manually writing the bill. What about calculations? Will you be manually doing calculations? Answer is no. The system will do the calculations for you. When it comes to giving the balance to the customer, do you have to manually calculate in your head? Answer is no. System will tell you how much balance you have to give them, isn't it? So chances of the staff making mistakes becomes very low. Okay, chance of them billing the wrong item becomes very low. You guys have seen the size of a barcode number, the ISBN number for books. It's a very long number, right? Sometimes there are many zeros. You don't know it's 00, 000. You get it? You don't know it's 11 or 111. If you are manually entering the number, very much possible for 11 you might put 111 and you might record the wrong book. And then the customer is going to get frustrated because now you need to cancel that item, you need to call the manager, remove it, change the pricing. You're going to make the customer really frustrated. But when you have a barcode reader, when you have a TP system with a barcode reader in it, you're going to be giving customers accurate bills. Their satisfaction is going to go up because you're giving them accurate bills and you're serving them quickly. We could also talk about that. Okay, right. Everybody, it's 20 minutes since we started the class. We're going to move up now. Okay, I want to do the next question with you all. Everybody, can we move on over here? Everyone took it down, no? Okay, so whenever you all have difficult questions like this, try to connect it with an example that you can relate to, and then modify the answers based on the scenario given to you. Okay, everyone? Okay, right. So then, boys, girls, we are moving up. What question we did not do? We came all the way here. Over here, where was it? This particular question over here. So everybody, they have given you some details about two tables over here, and the tables have a one-to-many relationship. Okay, everybody, they have given you some notes as well over here. Okay, so shall we just talk about it rather than write it down and all that? I'll just talk about it rather than write it down. Okay, so everybody, here we have to mention our table name. Everybody, something important here. They give you 1 mark if you include an indication of table in the table name. Did you understand what I told you? So, for example, the first table is contact. No, don't call the table just contact. Say TBL contact, contact TBL, contact table. You get it? Some indication of table should be there in the table name to get a mark for the table name. Okay, so keep that rule in mind. Okay, whenever you name a table, I already do that in the class, but I never thought about mentioning it to you all. It was just happening automatically. But then I realized you guys haven't mentioned the TBL, which is why you all lost a mark for table name. Okay, so remember, when you're writing table names, there should be some indication of it being a table. Put TBL, put table, whatever it is. Okay, then guys, girls, when you come over here, you can clearly see your contact ID is your primary key field, right? Contact ID is going to be your primary key field, and for contact ID, we put text. Okay, contact ID is definitely going to be text. Then we have first name is text, last name is text, date of birth will be date or time, marital status. No, marital status can be married, single, divorced, or widowed. So not Boolean. Again, text. Telephone will be because marital they are given multiple values now. Boolean means what? Yes or no, true or false, 1 or 0. You get it? So you can't. Telephone, what would you put? Telephone, you would put text. Okay, they are specifically mentioning to check that. Okay, because telephone will begin with 0 and employer can be again text. Then guys, girls, based on these notes over here, for marital status, what will your comment be? You will say list check, right? For marital status, you will talk about having a list check. And inside that, the values are going to be married, single, divorced, widowed. Okay, those are all text values inside double quotes. You will be placing them. Ikram, are you with me? Okay, right. Then guys, for date of birth, any comments you're going to mention? You would put format check. That is, they have to enter the day first, the month second, the year third. Any other check you would put into place? Length check would also be mentioned. Okay, boys, everyone, all of you all. For date of birth, you will also mention length check. How many characters? 10 characters. And also 1 second. For date of birth, there is one more check you can put, which is range check, which means something like this. They mentioned they should be more than 18 years of today. From today, they should be more than 18 years. I mean, you can choose any one of them to get 1 mark. Either the format check, length check, or range check. Any one of them to get 1 mark. You guys all got a mark because you all mentioned one of them. Nobody ever mentioned the range check, but range check is also accepted in the marking scheme. What did you say for telephone? Length check, right? For telephone, length check, not 10 characters, 12 characters. Everybody remember, we are writing for a UK examiner. Let's stick to 12 characters, okay? He hasn't given any comments, so I don't know whether he's okay with 10 characters or not. Marking scheme says 12 characters. Okay, so we'll try and stick to 12. Okay? Right. Then when it comes to, here date of birth, they have mentioned it now. To be validated, to check age is at least 18 years. Okay, they have mentioned it. Then guys here, can you all see first name will have a what check? First name, last name, contact ID will have presence check as in, but here we will say required. Why? Required, yes. Okay. Then everybody, when we come to our address table, address ID is your primary key. Contact ID is your foreign key. Contact ID is going to remain as your foreign key. Then you have address type, address line 1, address line 2. Okay, and here they have told you which fields must be mentioned. Okay, everyone, nothing much over here. So I'm not going to manually write it down over here. Are we good? Then guys, girls, when we come down to the next question, complete the data dictionary for the employee part of the database. So everyone, when you see MID is over here. What data type are you going to put over here? You can put number over here because you can clearly see it's only numbers that are being used. Okay, size doesn't matter, required you will say yes. And everybody, your comment will be what? It's the primary key. Also, you can say automatically generated, right? Because they have said no, employee IDs are automatically allocated sequentially. It will keep increasing by how much we don't know. It will keep increasing. Then last name, guys, again, last name will be text, obviously. Size, we can go up to 15 to 20 characters. Phone number, count the characters and see here it is. Here it is 10, not 12. Here it is 10. Okay, so you have to follow what they have given now. So we put 10 over here. Date of birth, date or time, and no, just say date. Everybody, we are getting confused with access and database. In access, they say date or time. In our database lesson, what do you call it? In learning database, the data type is date. Okay, and we don't say yes or no. We say in access, it's called yes or no. In database, when we write our answers, we say Boolean. Okay, yes or no is how access refers to it. Keep that in mind, okay? Then everybody drive. Drive can be yes or no. So you will say Boolean. Accident free. Accident free, you mentioned the number of years, no? What? String is text, no? Number, right? You will say number. You can say integer. Accident free can be number or integer. Are we all okay with this? Right. Then boys, girls, everyone, can we have a look at this? Okay, Tyshawn runs a clothing store. All data for the store is currently stored in a spreadsheet. Very similar to your unit 4 question. So Tyshawn wants to replace a spreadsheet with a database. Develop a normalized database solution to replace the spreadsheet. When they say normalized, they're talking about third normal form. Okay, so there should be atomicity, value should not be duplicated. Okay, relationship should be maintained. Okay, that's what they mean by a normalized database solution. Create entities. Everyone know what entities means, no? An entity is a table. Create table showing the database in third normal form. Identify your primary and foreign keys. So boys, girls, I'm going to do it over here itself. The easiest way to start is do not start with a common table. Do not start with a table that's going to connect everything. Start with a table that's going to be connected to something. You get it? The table that's going to have a one-to-many relationship. Don't draw the many side first. Draw the one side first. So what is the most obvious table you see over here? Company table, isn't it? The most obvious one you can see over here is company. Okay, so shall I draw a table over here? I'm going to say company over here. Okay, the table that connects everything, I'll draw that last. Okay, because I need to know what are the foreign keys now to draw it. So we'll start off with company table. So over here, we have a table called company table, company TBL. Okay, so then guys, girls, I'll bold it, underline it to indicate it's a table name. Then everybody, obviously the first field is every company should be uniquely identifiable, which is why you will have a comp ID. Okay, I'll say comp ID. Then every company is going to have a, Ishan, every company is going to have a name, right? Comp name, comp underscore name. Then every company has a telephone, comp underscore telephone. Then every company is going to have an email. So we say comp underscore email. Then that's it. Okay. And over here, guys, we do understand that comp ID is going to be our primary key. So I'll put an asterisk next to it indicating that this is my primary key field. Okay. Then what's the next table you see over here? So for example, guys, you all, I did not spend time going through this with you all, but you can see there is product. Every product has an order time and that product can have various sizes. So we can have a product table. Okay. We can have a product table. Where is it? So we can have another table called product. We call this product TBL. And every product can have a, I should be able to uniquely identify every product now. So prod ID, then prod name. We can have prod name. Okay, anything else? Size. I would recommend to put size in a separate table. Sorry? Tell again. Yeah. Your answer is 100% wrong, but think about it. We are trying to minimize inconsistencies now. Now, can you see every product has a size now? So far, what are the sizes we have? Small, medium, large, and extra large. Okay. Now, let's say, for example, now every time you record a product, you're going to be manually recording medium, large, small. If you were to make a spelling mistake, we'll say medium below. Let's say you wrote medium, the normal spelling, and you wrote medium as M. Two different records, you mean the same thing, but how does the computer see it as? The computer sees it two different things. Because in one you said medium full spelling, in another one you just said M. It will consider it as two products. You're opening the door for inconsistencies. So it's recommended, rather than recording the size every single time, again and again you're recording the size, right? Record the size ID. You get my point? So we have an ID for small, an ID for large, an ID for medium. You get it? So whenever we talk about the size, we talk about the ID. We don't mention the name of the size. Okay? So everybody, what do we do over here? I'm going to have one more table over here. And this table is going to be my size table. All the sizes that we deal with will be recorded in this table. Right now we are dealing with only 4 sizes. Maybe in the future we might add more sizes. Okay? So everyone, what do we do over here? I'm going to call it size TBL. And I'm going to have size ID. Then I'm going to have size name. Size name. I don't think there's any other field, no? I don't think there is any other field. All right. Then anything else you guys think I need to do over here? I need to have an order table, right? I do need to have an order table. So then how does this work? If we put so every that will be an issue. But what we are going to do is, so everybody see what Nadul is telling us. She's saying, you're saying put size name here, not size ID. You're saying the earlier solution, what Adam said. So everybody, if I put size name over here, every product has multiple sizes now. So what's going to happen? The product ID is going to repeat, correct? Because look here, the Hulu hoodie, you have medium, you have large. The Hulu hoodie product ID is going to repeat. Agree? We'll say it's P001. P001 is going to repeat twice. But one P001 will be with medium, one P001 will be with large. So what we will do in this table, if we go with their solution, what will we do in this table? We will make product ID and size name as composite keys. Okay, because a product ID and a size name together will never repeat. No, a product ID and a size name together will never repeat. So if you are going with your solution, that's what we will do. But I will not be going with your solution because it can lead to data inconsistencies. And each time I'm repeating the size ID. So what we could do is, if you want, we can put the size ID in the product table as a foreign key. You get it? If you want, we could do that. So then what would happen is, it's too late. You all already drew. But I can move because I'm using a computer. I can move my text boxes here and there because the relationship is going to change a bit. So what I can do over here is, what I'll do is, everybody, since you all already drew, I'll stick to the order table itself. I'm going to connect everything in the order table. Since you all already drew, I'm going to connect everything inside the order table. So one more table here. insert text box, draw text box, and I'm going to have an order table which keeps track of my orders, what I have ordered. Order TBL. Order TBL. Inside this table, boys, girls, what do I do here? Every order will have an order ID. Is it clear? Every order will have an order ID. Then in that order ID, I will mention maybe the date I'm ordering it on. Order, I don't know it's important or not, but order, what shall I say? Order date. Then I will mention the company I'm dealing with. Who am I ordering it from? So I mention the comp ID. Then I will mention the product that I'm ordering from that company. So the prod ID. Then I will have to also record the size of the product that I'm ordering from that company. The size of that product that I'm ordering from that company. So here we have size ID. And there is one more. Order time. Every order has a time. And the good thing is you can see it doesn't matter what the size is, the time is the same. Isn't it? So it makes your work easy. You can just say order underscore time. Now over here, guys, your order ID is going to remain as your primary key because order ID will never repeat. Because every order can only have one company, one product, one size. Ishan confused? No? However, company ID is coming from the company table, product ID is coming from the company product table, size ID is coming from the size table. Okay. Now, have they told us to draw an entity relationship diagram? They haven't told us to draw an entity relationship diagram, so you don't need to show the relationships. What is one, what is many, you don't need to show. But do try to have a key so that the examiner knows what is primary key, what is foreign key. Primary key, foreign key. Okay, then everybody, with that, we come to the end of this paper, first term paper. Guys, do not just get rid of this paper, keep it with you. Next exam, I'm targeting February, but so many things need to happen in order for the exam to happen in February. Okay, so now we're going to start topic number 15. We have only 16 topics. We're already in topic 15. Topic 15 has 3 parts. Okay, part 3 will take a couple of weeks, not an easy part. Yeah, couple of weeks. Yeah. Topic 15, part 3, it's all to do with project management. Topic 15, part 3 is where you guys will see the hardness of A2. So far, A2 has been pretty much better than AS, right? But topic 15 is where you guys will see some hardness. Okay. Right. Guys online, I'm going to send it to you all. Everybody online, I'm sending it to you all now. Can you all collect topic 15, part 1? There are 3 parts. So I think by the end of, by mid-Jan, not mid-Jan, by the end of Jan, I'll be done with topic 15. Then we start topic 16 in February. What's wrong? Okay, in February, we start topic 16. Topic 16 will take maybe 2 weeks to complete it. 2 weeks means 2 classes. 2 weeks means 2 classes. Topic 16 is not that of much of a big deal. It's about Internet of Things and, connecting things and smart devices and the future of IT and things like that. Topic 15 is where I struggle a bit. Okay, right. Everybody, boys, girls, students online, can you all collect this, please? We are going to go a bit slowly with topic 15. There are some important keywords I want you all to underline and all that. Okay. Right, everybody, in topic 14, part 1, not topic 14, part 1, in topic 14, part 2, we spoke about something called a management information system, right? We spoke about various systems, transaction processing. We then spoke about CRM. We spoke about MIS, ITS, isn't it? We spoke about expert systems. In topic 14, part 2, we spoke about existing IT systems that many companies are using. Under MIS, guys, we learned so many things that MIS can do now. For example, it can record everything that's happening in the business. It can help managers make decisions. You all remember us talking about this. We also spoke about something else called project management. MIS can help in project management. Anything you all can tell me about what project management is all about? Very good. Tracking the progress of a project. Okay, a company, an organization will have various projects. Anyone remembers the example I presented to you all in class? Building an apartment was one of the examples I gave you all. If you take, guys, there is a company known as what's the name of the company? The Rush Group. Rush. They have so many. So there's a company called Rush Group. What they do is they build apartments and then sell it. Okay, for whoever is interested in buying. They have various types of apartments. They have Rush Tower, Rush Court, Rush Residencies. Okay, depending on the budget, they have different apartments for you. They have apartments that are, hi-fi apartments. They have budget apartments. Okay, but they deal in building apartments. So every time they start the construction of an apartment, that's one project. You get it? Now, when it comes to constructing an apartment, guys, there are so many things that need to be managed. Okay, tools, budget, timeline, investors, stakeholders. Okay, so many people need to be managed, so many tools need to be managed, a timeline needs to be created. You get it? Okay, so for one person to manage all of this, it's very difficult. There are many people involved, there are many managers involved in it. You get it? So you need a software that can run the show for you. A software that will tell each person what they are supposed to do, when are they supposed to do, when are they supposed to finish it. A software that can tell you which tasks you can afford to delay, which tasks you cannot afford to delay. You guys remember the football tournament example I gave you all? Recently, Platinum had a football tournament. I told you when it comes to a football tournament also, so many things need to be done. For one person to manage all of them, impossible. You need a software that will tell each person what are they supposed to do, when are they supposed to do. And you also need a software to tell you what has been done, what has not been done. Is it clear? You also need a software to give you an estimated date of completion. Isn't it? Because it's all money, right? If you delay the building out, when somebody invests in an apartment, they start making plans. By January 1st, it will be done. So from January 1st, I can rent it out to somebody, which means for 1 year, I can earn so much. You get it? People start planning their finances based on these projects. So if you delay completing the work, you're affecting their income. And they're not going to be very nice to you when their income is affected. They're going to say, you know what, you need to compensate us. What we were supposed to earn, we couldn't earn because you delayed your work. You get it? So then it becomes a huge problem for companies. So companies want to finish their work on time. You guys get my point, right? So you need a software to manage it for you. Okay, now I gave you all the example of an apartment, but there are so many examples you can take. For example, developing a mobile app, developing a software. Everyone okay with this? Developing a software can be considered as a project. There are companies that engage in website development. So every time they have to develop a website for a customer, every website will be considered as a project. Okay. Now, guys, in topic 15, part 1, we are going to be talking about developing IT systems. Okay. So we are going to, now this entire part is focused on somebody known as the project manager. The project manager is the person in between the client and the team. You get it? So you guys, for example, let's say you all are clients, you all want software developed for your business. So who do you all approach? You all approach developers now. You get it? Now, when you all approach developers, when it comes to developing, for example, let's say an app for Cargill's approaches Platinum software developers, for example. Okay, Cargill's approaches them and say, you know what, we need a shopping app developed for our business. Is it clear? Now, there are so many developers who are going to be involved in developing an app for Cargill's. Okay, but what Platinum, now let's say Platinum is the company, Platinum wouldn't allow Cargill's to talk to all the developers. What would they do? They would assign somebody to be the mediator in between the two. So the project management is the middleman, the man between the client and the man between the team that's going to develop the software. So he gets hit from both sides. You get it? The team, makes life difficult for him. The client also makes life difficult for him. Is it clear? He has to manage both sides. He has to keep both happy. Okay? And you guys are going to see why being a project manager is such a headache. Now, when you're a developer, you just have to focus on developing this piece of work. That's all you have to focus on. I need to get this done. I need to get this working. But what is the manager responsible for? Getting all these parts working together. You get it? So his job becomes very complex, and at the same time, he has to keep the client also happy. You get it? Okay, so you're going to see how clients can make life difficult for the developers as well. Okay, we'll see one by one what happens over here. Right. Everybody, can you all come down to page number in topic 15, systems development, page number 4. So everybody, this entire topic is focused on project management. Okay, how to manage a project. Okay, and then there are some diagrams, some charts we need to draw. Okay, we will see those all in part 3. That is next year, not this year. Right. So everybody, can you all read the first sentence only? The concept of project management. What is project management all about? Now, everybody, project management can deal with various projects. Like I told you, building an apartment, a football tournament, okay, what do you call farewell party or Christmas party can be another project. But here we are only going to focus on IT projects, projects that deal with developing IT products. Okay, we're only going to focus on IT, not on anything else. Okay, now can you all read it now? It is important that the project is managed effectively. Effectively means what? It should be managed in such a way that it benefits the customer and benefits your developers. Okay? IT projects have many different aspects that need to be monitored. Various things need to be monitored, just like any other project. Okay? So when it comes to IT, the coding language is going to be used, the security features that are going to be used. Okay, where are you going to back up your data? What database are you going to use? Okay, are we going to use cloud storage? What servers? Who are we going to host with? Various issues you have to deal with. Okay, failing to keep track of one of these areas, of one area, can have a serious effect on the success of the project in terms of the final quality and also in meeting any agreed deadlines and costs. Before you start a project, guys, you have to give a deadline and a cost, isn't it? Before you develop any software, any app, you have to give the client a, what do you call, a cost. This is how much we're going to charge you to develop it, and this is by when we promise to complete it. Is it clear? So you need to properly measure everything that's going to be done in order for you to come up with a price, in order for you to come up with a deadline. Okay, these are all common things. Okay, right, keep reading. The problem with IT is what? IT is a fast moving field. What was being used yesterday may no longer be valid today. Everybody okay with this? Okay, what was being, now for example, if you look at Sri Lanka, we are moving very fast into a what? Cashless system, right? We are moving very fast into a cashless system. People are all, moving into card payments, isn't it? And now recently, what did commercial bank do? Anyone knows what happened to what commercial bank recently? Who commercial bank recently partnered up with? Google Pay or Google Wallet? Google Wallet, right? It's called. Recently, commercial bank partnered up with Google Wallet. Is it clear? Now, the moment commercial bank partners up with Google Wallet, aren't other banks also going to do the same thing? Other banks are also going to do the same thing. Is it clear? Now, those who develop apps with payment gateways need to ensure what? That whatever app, now Cargill's needs to ensure that they support Google Pay. Is it clear? A few months ago, Cargill's would have never, not Google Pay, Google Wallet. A few months ago, Cargill's would have never considered Google Wallet. But now, their developers have to keep in mind, commercial bank has started a trend, which everybody is now going to start following. Sorry?
Google Wallet.
Yeah.
Is where they hold your card.
Yeah.
Google Pay is how you pay.
Is how you pay it. Okay. Okay. So Google Pay, Google Wallet, but basically you can see, for example, now what do you call? Developers of various e-commerce apps need to ensure that their apps can now accommodate, facilitate Google Wallet. Okay. Previously, guys, apps only when you log into an app, it was username, password. But nowadays, what do they have? Nowadays, many apps ask you for your password. After your password, what do they ask you for? They ask you for OTP. So if you're a developer, you need to understand that your app now needs to accommodate this feature as well. We are username, password, and then OTP is sent to the customer. Customer has to enter that OTP. Now, enabling an OTP system is not a joke. You need to have a system that can generate a key. You need to have a system that can email the key, that can SMS the key. You need another system that can verify whether this key and the entered key match each other. You get it? So this is what I mean by it's a fast moving field. Okay, in IT, developments are happening so fast. Okay, now very soon, maybe they might allow for cryptocurrency as well. You can pay via cryptocurrency. Now, developers have to deal with that. I was recently seeing, it was a meme on Facebook. Okay, Samsung, some time ago I saw it. Samsung introduced the what? Foldable phone, right? Isn't it? They introduced the foldable phone where you can be browsing on a site, and the moment you open it up, the website will then go onto two screens. And the next picture is like developers like, now what do we do now? Now we have to adapt our apps and our websites and all to accommodate that change. Is it clear? Like it's a very fast moving field. Okay. So what you were doing yesterday may no longer be valid today. Okay, right. Can you keep reading it? So organizations may want to adopt these new technologies so that they can keep pace with rivals. Okay, people want to always be above the competition now. So then the pressure comes onto the developers. Do something which our competitors are not doing now. Okay, right. So think about the project manager, the man in the middle now. The man in the middle, he's going to get hit on both sides. The client is going to ask for absurd features, and the developers are going to say, you know what, we can't do this. You get it? Okay. Somebody was telling me working with professionals is very difficult. Reason is professionals are so professional that when you ask them to do something, they can figure out all the problems in doing it. Okay. So even when you call a boss to the house and say, you know what, we need to do this construction, you know what, we need to build a staircase over here, or we need to put a, what do you call, and I want to have an open space over here. That boss will immediately start talking about all the problems. This problem is there, that problem is there, this will happen, that will happen. They don't start talking solutions. You get it? I think that's human nature. Whenever something is told to us, we immediately look at the problems of it. Isn't it? Okay. So the same with developers also. When you tell developers, I want a system where customers can do the following things, immediately developers will come up with all the difficulties and problems in implementing such a system. Okay, they wouldn't first start thinking about how can we implement it. They first start thinking about what are all the possible problems in this. Okay, that's human nature, I think. Okay, all right. Can you guys read this? From the point of a project manager, this may result in a client who regularly changes their mind about what they want from an IT project. You get it? So now the project now, because when it comes to developing an IT system, guys, it takes 2-3 months. In those 2-3 months, so many changes can happen in the IT world. And each time these changes happen, the client is going to be calling the project manager and saying, you know what, I want that feature. I don't want that old feature anymore. And now what should the project manager do? He has to go back to his team and say, you know what, cancel everything you all did. The customer wants a new feature. Developers are not going to be happy. We spend months studying on how to do it, and you're just saying get rid of it now. So the project manager has a very difficult job of keeping both sides happy. Okay? Right. Can you guys read it? If not managed correctly, can result in missed deadlines and escalating costs. Okay? Right. When you take this, when you take developers and all, many of these developers work on hour basis. We charge you per hour for our work. So when customer is changing his requirements, your payments to your developers is also going to go up. But now you have agreed on a cost with the customer. You get it? Now, if you try to change your price, the customer, you get into an argument with them. It's a very difficult job that the project manager has. Okay? Right. Now, everybody, can you all come down to managing a project? You all have understood the concept of project management now? Okay? Right. Managing an IT project can be difficult and a very complicated job. There are often many stages, and so when it comes to developing software, we go through many stages. Stage 1, we do this. Stage 2, we do this. Stage 3, we do this. This is where we test it. Okay? Can you guys keep reading it? We will talk about the stages in part 2. Okay? In part 2, I'll tell you what are the stages. So you have an analysis, then you have a design, then you have development, then you have testing, then you have what you call implementation, then you have maintenance. There are different stages that you go through. In part 2, we'll talk about these stages.
So, you know, the
GovPay, yeah?
So I was not part of that coding.
Okay.
So it was in handy. And the requirements the government asked were beyond our imagination.
Yeah.
It was too much to be.
Too much.
So I knew if I put in, I'd be knocked out. So I stayed back and did the content.
Can't tell. It's like, for customers, their imagination goes wild. I want to be, my app should be able to do everything but then the developers, they can think of all the problems that the customer is asking for.
And the funniest thing is they are within 1 month to finish the website.
Yeah. Okay, can you guys keep going? Everyone knows the meaning of stakeholders? Stakeholders are parties involved, or basically anybody who has an interest toward the project is known as a stakeholder. Anybody who has an interest towards the project is known as a stakeholder. Okay. Not an employee. It can even be a customer. It can be a governing body. Anybody. It can be a journalist even. Anybody who has an interest towards a project is known as a stakeholder. Don't confuse shareholder and stakeholder. A shareholder is somebody who has ownership in the product. A stakeholder is anybody who has any interest in it. These are stakeholders. Okay. So as a project manager, you need to ensure that all stakeholders are brought in at the right time. Keep reading this, guys. The project manager's job is to make sure that all stakeholders are involved at the correct time and in the correct way. Okay. The project manager must also manage client expectations. Okay. Ensuring that while the project delivers what they want and need, the client is also aware of what is viable given the time, budget, staff, and technologies available. So the project manager must make it very clear to the customer, you're only willing to pay X rupees. For X rupees, this is what we can do. Okay, this is all we can do, and this is the time frame that we can do it in for you. This is the duty of the project manager. Make it very clear to the customer, what can we deliver for you? Okay, right. Now everybody, we have understood what project management is. Now we are going to talk about the key features of managing a project. Where now, maybe one day you guys might become project managers. It's a very stressful job because like I told you, you're not on either side, you're in the middle. So both sides take out their anger on you. Is it clear? You don't belong to any side, you're in the middle, you're the middleman. Okay, so it's a very stressful job because you don't have anybody on your side to support you. Okay, right. So when it comes to managing a project, guys, we are going to talk about some of the key features in managing it. Number one is, guys, complexity management. When it comes to developing an IT system, guys, it's quite complex. When you say, for example, I want a billing system, there are so many things that happen inside a billing system. When Platinum says, you know what, we want an LMS, inside that LMS, so many things are happening. Is it clear? So a project manager, or what do you call, inside project management, we have something called complexity management. Managing the complexity of the project, making the project easy to understand. Okay, everybody, can you guys read it now? The goal of effective project management being done properly means what? You're able to break down the complexity into manageable tasks. Everybody okay with this? It's like if I tell you all, you know what, guys, study for IT. What do you guys do? Studying for IT is a complex thing. Many chapters to be done. Theory is there, practical is there. Okay, if I just say study for IT, get an A star for IT, you guys are going to get, it's like too many things need to be done. You do not know where to start. So then what would you all recommend I do next? Sorry? When we say IT is a massive subject. You have 4 levels like A2 Vilu. A2 IT has 2 units. There's a theory unit, there's a practical unit. So then how do we start? Chapter wise. Initially, you break it into 2 units. You say, you know what, there is a unit 3, there is a unit 4. Unit 3 is theory based, unit 4 is practical based. Now, does it make it a little easier for you to understand? Okay. Now I understand when you say A2 IT, there is a theory side, there is a practical side. Under theory side, you know what? We have topic 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There are 5 topics under unit 3. Under unit 4, there are 4 topics. No, there are 4 topics under unit 4. Okay, but you can say basically it's all about databases in unit 4. Rather than say 4 topics, you can say unit 4 is all about databases. Is it clear? Then you can say, you know what? Now, in order for you to understand these chapters, in order for you to improve your understanding of these chapters. We have past papers from 2020 to 2024. You're breaking it down into smaller and smaller parts. Why are we breaking into smaller parts? So it becomes easier for us to understand the whole picture. When we can see smaller parts, then understanding the whole picture becomes a lot easier for us. The same when it comes to an IT system. When it comes to an IT system, we have something known as complexity management, breaking down the complexity of a project into smaller parts. So it becomes easier to understand what needs to be done in this project. When you say football tournament, guys, many of my examples are not going to be IT related, okay? Okay, because when I say IT, if I give you all IT related examples, it's going to be a bit too complex. Let's give you all real life examples. When I say football tournament, your head starts to spin. Where do we start? What do we do first? Do we market it first? Do we tell the students first? Do we get jerseys first? Do we create a schedule? Do we, like, so many things need to be done. But you start breaking into smaller parts. For a football tournament, we need players. We need referees. Okay, we need organizers. We need a ground. You start breaking into smaller parts. And then you say, you know what, for grounds, you handle the ground side. You handle the referee side. You handle the player side. You handle the marketing side. You break it into smaller parts and let each person handle each of those small parts. Okay, everybody? This is what we call complexity management. Okay, Adam, are you with me? Can everyone read the next one? What are we talking about right now? Project management. Project management as in what? Everybody, key features of managing a project. We are talking about the key features of managing a project. Feature number 1 is breaking down the complexity of it. Feature number 2 is using your resources effectively. Okay, why don't you all read it again? We'll take the football tournament example. Project resource are anything with a tangible value. You know what tangible value means? You can measure its value. Okay, tangible means you can measure it. Okay, you can use some sort of unit to measure it. So it could be human resources, that is employees. It could be developers. It could be physical resources such as computer hardware. Okay, keep reading it, guys. Each of these resources has to be carefully considered and will affect the project management. The project manager will need to schedule tasks, create tasks, assign responsibilities to specific personnel, ensuring that they are used effectively, and make sure that the appropriate time, budget, and physical resources are available for a task to be completed effectively. In simple words, guys, again, football tournament example. When it comes to organizing a football tournament, after breaking it down into smaller parts, you need to start using each resource that you have effectively. Is it clear? There are some people that you have excellent at marketing. There are some people you have, they are very good with football. So you can use them maybe as referees. Okay. Then when it comes down to, your budget, you need to use your budget effectively here. Is it clear? What is the best quote for us to book that gives us the best price? Okay. You need to use your resources effectively. Okay. Everybody okay with the second part of project management? Proper resource allocation. Then number 3, guys, something we are all somewhat familiar with in today's world, risk mitigation. Everybody above mitigation, can you put a word? Managing. You're managing your risk management. Okay. You're looking for ways to minimize your risk, and certain risks, guys, you can't avoid it. It's anyway going to happen. Any examples you all can give me? Sorry? Natural disasters. Okay, like we recently saw a cyclone. No matter what system you have, you can't avoid it. Sorry, you can't prevent it. But can you minimize the damage it causes to you? You can minimize the damage. But preventing a cyclone from hitting you, it's almost impossible. Is it clear? But you can have strategies in place where if a cyclone were to happen, you have other plans that can, minimize your, minimize your damages. Okay, we'll talk about it now. Can you guys read it? IT projects can be very risky because of their complexity and wide range of contributory factors. Project management involves identifying, you know what potential means, right? Potential means possible risks. What are the risks that could take place? We could be affected by a cyber attack. Is it clear? We could suddenly lose our data because somebody mistakenly deleted it. Our servers could suddenly go down. Everyone okay with this? Our payment gateway could stop working. Okay, these are possible issues. We have heard of them happening before also. Developing mitigation strategies. You know what mitigation means now? No? Developing strategies to manage these risks. You're not just hoping that they don't happen. You say, no, it's very much possible it can happen. And because we know it can happen, what can we do so that when it happens, we can minimize our losses? Everyone okay with this? Okay. Keep reading it. Now, if you look at your own houses, guys, in your own houses, you all know thieves can break it. You all don't just sit and hope that thieves don't come in, right? What have you all done in your houses? Every night before you all go to sleep, you all would lock the doors, lock the windows, put a padlock wherever is needed. Is it clear? You all don't just hope that, you all don't say, no, it's a very safe neighborhood, nobody would ever break in. No, you all mitigate the risk of thieves breaking in by having various safety features, alarm, things like that. Okay. Now, everybody, when in Sri Lanka, when it comes to building apartments, okay, how many apartments have you heard caught fire fully? Have you guys heard of apartments fully catching fire? Very rare. I have heard maybe of one instance, but the number of apartments catching fire, it's a very rare thing. But by rule in Sri Lanka, any apartment, how do you put it? Every apartment must have fire exits clearly labeled. They must have fire extinguisher. What? Extinguisher. They must have fire extinguisher equipment on every single floor. You get it? Why is, sorry, over here also. Why do you think the government is putting these rules? Because the government has said, if you want your building plan passed, if you want to get a certificate from us, these things must be done. Fire exit must be clearly marked. Fire extinguishing tools or equipment should be clearly, available. People should know where they are. Is it clear? All this should be there. Why are they having this? Not that they are hoping for a fire. No, they are saying in case of fire, it's potential. It's very much possible. If a fire were to break out, we should be able to minimize the damages that the fire could cause. Okay, another thing that many of the modern apartments are doing is what? Gas cylinder has to be kept in the balcony. You can't keep gas cylinder inside the kitchen. Exactly, central gas, right? Now some apartments are going with central gas. The gas cylinders are all in the basement, okay, and then the whole apartment is getting gas from those cylinders. Okay, so these are what they call mitigation. You're managing your risks. You know the building can catch on fire, and you're dealing with it. So what can I do to minimize this risk? Okay, everybody, right? You all get it, right? The same should be done in project management. When you're dealing with a project, you know many things can go wrong. You try and identify whatever can go wrong, and you try to come up with solutions to minimize the damage that could take place if these risks were to occur. Right, can you guys keep reading it? Implementing contingency plans. You know what a contingency plan? If something goes wrong, the worst happens, you should have a plan for it. Okay, if the worst happens, what are we going to do? You identify what are the worst. Okay, hacking takes place, we lose all our data, server crashes. What do we do? Okay. Okay, so everybody, risk in an IT project can include the following. Number one is changing requirements. This is a very obvious risk. Any project manager who is experienced in this field will know about this risk. Your client will say one thing today, tomorrow he'll say completely something else. Imagine today one thing, tomorrow nothing. Imagine at the end of the month, what will the story be? End of the month, it will be completely something else. Because you need to understand, guys, the client is not an IT person. The client is not a technical person. Is it clear? The way he thinks and the way a developer thinks are two completely different worlds. Is it clear? So the what do you call the client? His imagination goes wild. How can I do this? How can I do that? How can his imagination goes wild. But it is the developer who has to come up with solutions for the craziness of the client, isn't it? So they say there is this thing, right? An architect's dream is an engineer's nightmare. Is it clear? Architects, they come up with some of the most wonderful designs. You look at it like, wow. And the engineer is like, how do we come up with a solution like this? Okay. Right. So we would like now in Sri Lanka, we have those two buildings slanting against each other. It looks lovely on picture, but imagine how much the engineers would have to go through to get two buildings to be looking like they're slanting against each other. Crazy, right? The same over here. The client, his imagination goes wild. I want the app to be able to do all these things. But the developers know that, For certain things to happen, it's almost impossible. So risk number one is changing requirements. Can you guys read that? So we have a problem called feature creep, which means the client will keep adding things to do. Okay, at this feature, at that feature, okay, even while the project is still in development. Okay, although some variations is expected, we do expect that the client will make a few changes, massive changes, major changes, you will definitely have to charge the client for those changes. And then your whole timeline is also going to change. You can tell you'll have to tell the client, look, we agreed to do these tasks in 1 month, but your requirements have changed so much, we need 2 months now to complete it. Okay? We'll be ready to ask all this, but it can change later on. So now, once you ask all the questions, you get all the answers, you start work. You need at least 1-2 months to do something now. In the meantime, again, the client will call after 1-2 weeks and say, you know what, I have seen, this company having this feature, we also should have that feature. So now everything changes when they ask for another feature. You get it? So normally what do project managers do? They break it into small stages. Is it clear? So they'll say, you know what, we're only going to charge you for this tiny stage. We're going to develop this tiny change and charge you. And then from that point, after we are done with this, we'll see what your requirements are and then charge you based on the next stage. Because when you charge them for an entire project, very difficult to keep them happy. So generally project managers will break it into small units and say, you know what, we'll first do this tiny unit, which is create a login system. We'll create a login system for you. If you're happy with that, then we'll proceed to connecting the database. Then we'll, it becomes a lot easier to manage when it's tiny parts. But the problem with creating it into tiny stages is that it can take a very long time to complete the whole project. Okay? Right. Can you guys see another risk that you can run into? Technical issues and threats. The words itself tell you, right? Sometimes the software that you're using is not compatible with the hardware that the customer wants you to use. Is it clear? Or 2 apps don't work with each other. Or for example, the database is not backing up the data. These are technical issues. Okay? But those are issues you can deal with. Incompatibility, hardware is not connecting, incompatibility issues you can deal with. But worse than that is what? Data breaches. Okay, somebody has hacked into our system, somebody has stolen our data has been leaked. Okay, Adam, okay, issues like this are issues that you cannot, becomes very difficult for you to deal with. Adam, what's going on over there? Okay, can you guys read technical issues and threats? Come on, everyone. Adam, what are you doing over there? So then you take it outside. Don't take it inside. Your parents should know that while you're in class, nothing should be happening. Okay, right. Everybody, can we get this down? Not get this down. Can we read these? Okay. Under risk mitigation, we can have the risk of changing requirements. We can have the risk of technical issues, threats. Okay. Another issue we can run into is human factor. Human factor can be factors like what? Employees leaving you in the middle, employees not reporting to work, employees not completing their work on time, employees mistakes. Okay, these are human factors. Okay, when you're dealing with the project, guys, you need to understand that people can leave you whenever they want. Is it clear? You have to be aware of it and you have to prepare for it. Is it clear? That sometimes, guys, sometimes they hire more than they need because they have a fear that 1 or 2 of them might suddenly leave in the middle. Is it clear? So sometimes they have what you call standby developers. If one guy leaves, then this guy will take over the project. Okay? Right. Can you guys read it? I haven't worked in IT. But I have dealt with project managers and all that. And I have seen, the difficulties that they go through. Okay? Issues can include incorrectly configuring hardware or software or mistakenly sharing, deleting sensitive data. Okay, very much possible. Employees have mistakenly deleted something very valuable or they have lost some document of yours. Okay. Other human issues to consider include allocating the correct person to a job. This is a very difficult task. Okay, because people can say all sorts of things in their CVs, but then when it comes to practically doing it, sometimes they have no idea what's happening. Okay, so then you need to change the person. Okay, so these are all human factors that a project manager will have to deal with. Okay, then employees will have to take leave. Employees will say, no, what, we're working from home, but they may never actually work from home. Okay, like this, various human issues you have to keep in mind can take place. Okay, and then guys, there are certain issues. What are we talking about? We'll break shortly. What are we talking about, guys? We're talking about, sorry, how to effectively manage a project now. So we spoke about, if you want to effectively manage a project, break down the complexity of it. Okay, now what are we talking about? Risk mitigation, managing the risks in a project. Okay, so we identified different risks. Now we spoke about changing requirements on the client side. We spoke about technical issues and threats. We spoke about human factors. We have another one called wider issues. These are issues that are really beyond your control. These are issues like, for example, the cyclone that took place recently. The office that developers were working at could have been in a place where the cyclone took place. And then all your computers could have got damaged, hardware damaged, documents damaged. These are wide issues that you never expected. Is it clear? These are what we call issues that are beyond your control. Everyone okay with this? Okay, like, or for example, like the COVID outbreak. Okay, beyond your control. Okay, right. Can you guys read it now? IT projects can also be affected by a range of issues that may be beyond the project manager's control. Okay, these can also include global issues such as a financial market crisis or a global pandemic, or more localized regional issues such as changes in local legislation or political instability. Didn't we see this a few years ago? Okay, a few years ago, everybody was protesting on the road. Regular power cuts. How can you work? Okay, so there are many companies in Sri Lanka that develop software for foreign companies. Is it clear? So you can't tell foreign companies power cut. They'll say get a generator. But you never thought about power cuts happening. You never included the cost of a generator in your quotation. Is it clear? Now, Sri Lankan companies will understand. Okay, power cuts, they also experience the same thing. But foreign companies are not experiencing what you're experiencing. And for you to convince them, to get them to understand, it was very difficult for certain people lost their contracts because of the regular power cuts. Okay? Can you guys keep reading it? Although these factors may be out of a project manager's control, it is important that as much as possible, the project manager has to identify that these issues could take place and prepare for it. You're okay with this? It is impossible for you to identify all the potential risks. Impossible. But you need to see what has been regularly happening and consider those. Everyone okay with this? Okay. Then sometimes, guys, the government might put out a rule saying what? All IT projects are going to be taxed. Is it clear? The moment the taxing takes place, you charge the customer before this taxing, law was passed. Now that they are passing a taxing law, you know you're going to be losing a huge sum in taxes. Now, can you change your price? Can you change it? Will the customer be okay with it? A lot of issues come into play. Okay, these are what we call wider issues beyond your control. Everyone okay with this? Right, guys, can you all just remind yourself what is our topic here? We're talking about systems development. Under systems development, we're talking about project management. Under project management, we're talking about what now? The key features of managing a project. So we spoke about breaking down the complexity of it. We spoke about properly allocating your resources, making proper use of your resources. Okay, your resources could be the tools, the software you have, the hardware you have, the people you have, the budget you have, the time you have. Those could be your resources. And something else that we spoke is risk mitigation, which we call risk management. Managing your risks effectively. Okay, you can't avoid risk, but you can manage your risk. Okay. I would recommend go with mitigation. I gave you all management to make it easier for you all to understand the meaning of mitigation. Let's stick to the textbook words. Okay. Right, guys, girls, all of you all. So we continue from where we stopped. I don't have questions for today. Everybody, when it comes to the key factors of managing a project, another factor is sticking to certain levels of quality when developing whatever app or software or website it is that you're developing. Okay, there is certain quality standards that you must stick to. That's what we call quality assurance. Okay, can you guys go through it? As well as ensuring that you complete the project, effective project management delivers the project in a way that meets the agreed standards and specifications. So everybody, boys, girls, the developers can tell you that, what do you call it? The app is very secure. Customers' data is extremely secure. But how do you measure how secure it is? When they say secure, your next question is going to be how secure, like how secure is it? So then you will be looking at standard encryption methods, right? What are others using in terms of encryption? Just because they put a username and password doesn't mean it's secure. Okay, you also have to look at how that username and password has been implemented. Okay, so then you will be looking at the type of encryption that they are using. Who is the certificate authority that they are using? Okay, in order to confirm quality assurance. Okay, so then, for example, you will be looking at the database management system that they are using, the servers that they are using, the bandwidth of those servers, okay, the uptime of those servers, the availability of those servers, the error rate of those servers. Okay, these are things that you will be looking at in order, for quality assurance. Everybody, can you all go through this as well? A project manager must oversee quality assurance at all stages, making sure that effective systems are in place throughout the project life cycle. It's like, for example, if somebody is building a house, okay, they can build a wall, but you need that wall to last for long, right? So you will be looking at things like what? The type of cement they have used, the bricks they have used, the water to cement ratio, the water to sand ratio. Okay, I do not know much about construction, but there are certain things that you can use to measure the quality of what they have built, isn't it? Okay, so similarly, when it comes to software development, IT systems, there are certain standards you will measure the quality of the development against. That's what we call quality assurance. How often is the data being backed up? Where is it being backed up? Who has access to the backup? Okay, right. Another factor, everybody, we have gone through multiple factors. Another factor that we have to go through is something known as communication and collaboration. This is also extremely important. Everybody in the project should be talking to each other. Everyone should know what's happening. Where are we right now at? What are we developing right now? Okay, can you guys read it? When it comes to software development, guys, you're having a diverse team. There are developers, there are designers, there are testers, there are stakeholders. Stakeholders could be the client, could be the project manager, could be people who are going to actually use the app. We call them end users. Okay. There are a variety of people involved. The project manager must make sure that communication between all of them, collaboration among team members is happening effectively. Are we all okay with this? The project manager must also ensure that the project goals, priorities, and expectations are effectively communicated to all stakeholders. Everyone should know what are we working on right now, what is of utmost importance right now. Okay, what are we delaying for now? Okay. I don't have a lot more to tell you all over here, but basically everybody should be aware of what's happening. Okay, and everybody should be working with each other. Okay. And then, guys, we have another one more. Not one more, we have two more, right? We have two more, which is change management, dealing with changes in the project. Every project is going to undergo changes. What you agreed on and what you deliver will always be different, because in between, the client will always have changes that they want. Okay, can you guys read it? IT requirements often evolve over time. The requirements you wanted today will not be the same you want tomorrow. Okay, because of changing business needs or market conditions. Okay, effective project management provides mechanisms to assess the impact an IT project will have on the organization and stakeholders. Okay, everybody, can you all go through this? Where are the others? You guys read this? Yes, everybody. Can we move on to change management? Okay, market conditions, requirements of the client is always going to change. Like I told you at the beginning, IT is a fast-paced world. Things are changing quickly. What is valid today, what is used today may not be used tomorrow. Okay, so every project is going to undergo changes during development, or maybe even after development, newer features will have to be added. Okay, where appropriate, the project manager should facilitate mechanisms to prioritize changes. What changes are we going to deal with first? What are we going to deal with second? This is what we call prioritizing, choosing what to deal with. Okay, and incorporate them into project plans in such a way that disruptions are minimized. Okay, in simple words, guys, we can just say change management. Can you all read the next one also? Scheduling and deadlines. Everyone. Scheduling and deadlines. Okay. IT is a fast-paced industry, so ensuring that deadlines are met and schedules followed is key to delivering a project in a timely manner. Okay, keep going through it, everyone. So sometimes, guys, certain businesses, they are competing in schedule. We want to put out a product before our competitor puts it out. So, for example, guys, one of the first supermarkets to offer proper online shopping was Cargill's. Okay, there were a few others who tried it in COVID time. It was not working properly for them. But one of the supermarkets that properly put it out was Cargill's, isn't it? Cargill's offered a system where you can order groceries from any store, have it delivered to your doorstep. Is it clear? So sometimes, guys, the first one to put it out gains a competitive advantage. He gains all the customers. Everyone try out what he has put because he's the only one who's offering it. So sometimes, guys, sorry. Not COVID. They released it way after COVID. During COVID, they didn't have a proper online system. Okay. In COVID, they had a very basic system where you type what you want into their system and then they will, figure out what you need. Okay. Because they had to immediately do something during COVID. Okay. But now they have a proper system where you can choose the item. You can see whether it's available in stock or not. You can choose when you want them to deliver it. You can pay online. They have a proper system. Now, after Cargill's came out, then Glowmark also put out their system. Is it clear? But there are certain situations where you're competing on schedule. You want to be the first to put it out. Okay, so then schedule matters a lot to you because your competitive advantage is what? I'm going to be the first that puts it out. I'm going to be the first one that's going to offer this feature. Everyone okay with this? So sometimes your entire competition is based on the schedule. So when the developers fail to meet deadlines, your whole competitive advantage can be ruined. Okay, right. Can you guys keep reading it? Okay, sometimes, guys, certain companies, their whole business is an app. Think about PickMe, think about Uber, think about Cargill's online, think about Glowmark.lk. Now, Glowmark, they have physical stores, but the product Glowmark.lk, it's entirely online based, right? So sometimes what happens? They have a product launch, and the product launch is a massive event. Is it clear? I don't know Cargill's had it or not, but let's say, for example, Cargill's is launching their mobile app. So normally they want what you call publicity, right? So they try to have a big event that media comes, people start talking about it, people attend it, politicians attend it. You get it? They want everyone talking about it. So they want to have a big event for it. Okay, we are launching the app on this date and we're having a massive party ceremony for it. Is it clear? Now your whole party ceremony is planned with a deadline in mind, right? You're planning your whole ceremony with the fact that the developers will complete development by 15th July. So we'll have our ceremony on the 17th of July. Is it clear? Your whole thing is, your whole ceremony, your whole party, your whole launch is around the fact that the app will be developed by 15th July. So 17th July, we can officially launch it for the public. Is it clear? Now, if they get delayed, if they delay in completing the app by the 15th of July, what's going to happen? Your whole event that you have been planning is going to come to a halt, right? You're not going to be able to have it. It could bring a lot of loss to your company here, because you have invited various journalists, media, politicians, people to attend. You have announced to the public. You have made a lot of noise about it. And now if you're unable to have it on that particular day, it can be an epic flop for you. Okay? Right. So that's why we talk about scheduling and deadlines is another, major part of project management. Okay? Effective, can you guys read the last paragraph? Effective project management helps streamline development processes. Everyone knows what are bottlenecks, right? There are certain tasks that will really slow down the project. Okay, a project can be flowing at a normal pace, but there could be certain tasks in a project that bring everybody to a halt. Until those tasks are done, nothing else can be done. Everybody okay with this? Okay, so keep that also in mind. Okay, so effective project management with what? You need to identify these things before they happen. What are the processes that are going to slow down the entire project? Okay. Okay, everybody. Sometimes you can develop something quickly, but then the quality would be horrible. Okay, so read the last sentence here. Completed swiftly without compromising on quality here. Okay. Think about, for example, look at Apple. Every time Apple puts out a new product, what do they have? They have a launch, right? They have an unveiling of it, isn't it? Okay. So that unveiling date is sometimes told to us 4 or 5 months before they tell us the date, right? When they tell us the date, product, development is still going on, and the dates have already been announced. You get it? So if there is a delay in the production of whatever it is that they plan to launch, the whole launch date is also going to get affected. Okay, so scheduling and all that becomes very important inside project management, right? Boys, girls, can you all again go from top to bottom? What are we talking about? We're talking about the key factors of project management. And can you all have 3 factors in mind? Okay, everybody, 3 factors of project management, please. Hurry up, everybody. I don't have any questions to ask you all right now. Okay. Key factors of project management. Come on, boys. Everybody. Did you go through it? Everyone, can I have 3 factors of project management in mind? 3 key factors. Let me quickly take attendance. Give me a second. Right, everybody. I hope you all have 3 in mind. Okay. So under some of the factors of project management, I would recommend you all use the same words. Like somebody asked, shall we say risk management or risk mitigation? I would recommend stick with risk mitigation. Okay, so we spoke about risk mitigation, complexity management, scheduling and deadlines, communication and collaboration. Anything else? Resource allocation. These are some of the factors that come under project management. Now, boys, girls, look at the heading that's over here. Look at that heading thrice, maybe. Characteristics of a successful IT project. What makes an IT project successful? What would you find inside it? When somebody tells you that this IT project was completed successfully, you can expect to find the following following points inside it, the following factors inside it. Everyone okay with this? Can you all first read the paragraph over there? Okay, IT projects can be quite diverse. You can have big projects, small projects. You can have projects that deal with many systems, perform many things, and then you can have projects that do very, very tiny tasks for the user as well. Everyone okay with this? Okay, whatever the focus of the project, there are some key characteristics that help to ensure an IT project is successful. Number 1 is, guys, clear objectives. You know what objectives means? On top of, you all use the word objectives. Objectives are clear. Whys. You know what are whys? Why are we doing this? What are we trying to achieve from this? Okay, the whys are very clear. Why are we doing this? Okay, can everyone just put over here clear whys? Okay, everyone knows why are we doing this? What are we trying to achieve out of it? Okay, what needs to be achieved is very clear before the project even starts. Clear objectives. Okay, why are we doing this? Students online, everybody, can be an easy way to remember this is a characteristic of a successful IT project is objectives are very clear. The whys are very clear. Why are we doing this? What are we trying to achieve out of it? Is very clear. Can you guys read it now? It is important to clearly define what should be achieved as a result of the project. Everyone okay with this? Before a project commences, everybody in your team, who shall we call as everybody? All your stakeholders should very clearly know what is trying, what you call, why is this system being developed? What problem are you trying to solve? Okay, keep reading it. Clearly defined objectives help all stakeholders identify what is required and help to inform the planning execution, whatever. Basically, when you know what needs to be done, what are we trying to achieve, then everything else can be aligned with it. Everyone okay with this? So we will be learning something called SMART objectives. For you to figure out why you are doing certain things, we have a framework known as a SMART framework. Okay, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-based, time-bound. Okay, I'm going to teach that framework to you all, which you all can even use in your life. Everybody okay with this? Now, guys, in your life, you guys, some of you all may have targets already. Some of you all may not have targets already. Some of you all may say, you know what, I want to be at this position 10 years from now. Some of you all may have absolutely no target. Some of you all may have somewhat of an idea. I don't want to be in Sri Lanka. I want to be in that particular country. Okay. Some of you all may have vague ideas. But then what you need to ask yourself is what I'm doing right now and my future plans, do they align with what I want to achieve in life? Do you get my point, guys? I want to, for example, be a doctor, but I'm busy studying commerce and doing business degrees and business diplomas. You can see there is a clear non-alignment, right? What you want, what you're doing are not on the same page. Is it clear? So what we're going to learn right now, guys, is SMART framework. You can also use it in your own life to see what you want to achieve in life and what you're doing right now. Are they aligning with each other? Are we all okay with this? Okay, we will come to that. Maybe not today, maybe next year. Okay. Can you guys read the next one? Effective stakeholder engagement or involvement. All stakeholders are involved in your project. Everyone okay with this? This is like a common sense point, right? Imagine you're running a company. Okay, you're running a company and nobody knows what this company is trying to do for their customers. You get it? You're working for a company, but you really do not know what this company is trying to solve. Is it clear? So when you do not know what the company is trying to achieve, your contribution is going to be what? You're going to do whatever you can do. Isn't it? Whether it aligns with what the company wants or not, you don't care because you don't know. Is it clear? It's very important that, have you heard of these companies? They have what? Mission, vision, values. Have you heard some companies, they mention all these. These are our mission. These are our vision. This is what we value. Okay. They mention these things so that everybody knows what they want to achieve. And then, guys, when you work for the company, you always ensure your actions and whatever you do align with their mission, vision, and values. Are we all okay with this? Okay. Right. Can you guys read effective stakeholder engagement? Anybody who has an interest in the project should be effectively involved in the project. Okay. Read the second paragraph, guys. Successful IT projects will involve stakeholders, various people who have an interest in the project throughout the project, either to gain input and feedback or to ensure that the stakeholder is well informed and supported through the change that the project will cause. Everybody, when it comes to building a house, we'll take another non-IT example. When it comes to building a house, whoever is building the house, normally what do we call the person who's managing the building of the house? We normally call him the contractor, right? Okay, we call him the contractor, the person who's managing the building of the. Now you're the customer. You want the house built. You find a contractor, and then what does the contractor do? The contractor will then find laborers to do the work and build the house for you. Do you tell him, okay, build the house, 2 years later, I'll come back and see? You don't, right? Every other day, if you can even, you will take your parents, you will take your siblings, you will take, whoever you can, you take and go to get their opinion on the house. Isn't it? Okay? And continuously, you keep monitoring what's in the house. What's happening to the house? How is the construction going on? This is what you call effective stakeholder engagement. Then from time to time, you might bring somebody from the municipal and come. You might bring a plumber and come. Why do you bring a plumber and come? The way these guys are doing the plumbing, is it all right? Does it match with the, does it, I want to have a swimming pool in my house. So the current plumbing that the contractor is doing, does it support having a swimming pool? You get it? Okay. So the same thing happens in an IT project. Okay. Ensuring that all stakeholders are continuously involved in the project. They shouldn't be surprised one day at what has been developed. Okay. They should be continuously knowing what's going on. Just like how when you're building a house. Okay. Right. So guys, stakeholders can be divided into two categories, internal and external. No need to explain, right? Internal will be people within the organization, within the development team. And external will be people outside. Okay, can you guys read internal? These are stakeholders in the organization who are directly involved in the project, such as the development company and its developers, and the organization that has commissioned the IT project. That is your client. The client who has, got you to develop this project. These are internal stakeholders. Okay? Keep reading it, everybody. If you all can highlight or underline internal stakeholders examples, that will be good. Okay, so who would they be? They would be development team members, staff of the company. Okay, staff of the company meaning from the client side, people who will actually use the system. Then guys, who are end users? End users are people who will actually use the app. Now, when Cargill's develops their shopping system, Cargill's is the client. Who are the end users who will actually use the app? Customers will only actually use the app. Those are what we call end users, people who will actually use the app. Okay, can you highlight those? Okay. Then guys, see, external stakeholders are people outside the organization. Look, who are they? Who are not directly involved in or employed by the organization, but may have a direct or indirect interest in the project. So who will these be? So obviously your client. Client will be an external stakeholder. Then, for example, members of the local community, government agencies, regulatory bodies. Can we also put end user over here? I forgot to put end user over here. In external stakeholders, we can also put end users. You all know who are end users, right? People who will actually use the app, who will benefit from the app. These are end users. They come under, they're outside the organization now. So they will come under external stakeholders. I didn't get you. I'm sorry, Yaman. I didn't get you again. Tell again, what did you say? Now, if you have a question,
You mean that customer stakeholder?
He's within this, of course, with the stakeholder, but not internal, he's external. End users are not the customer. In software development, who is the customer? The person who's getting you to develop the software, right? So it will be Cargill or Platinum. It will be a company mostly. End users who are going to benefit from that app, which is you and me. We will be using that app to shop or to those are end users. Okay. Can you guys highlight external stakeholders as well? Customers, clients, members of the local community, government agencies, regulatory bodies. These are your. Okay, everybody. Tomorrow when we meet, we continue with our past paper practice in Unit 4. Okay. And then with that, you guys will be having holidays. Okay. Right, guys, girls, all of y'all. With that, we are ending our Unit 3 for this year. Until we meet again next year for Unit 3. But tomorrow we have Unit 4. Tomorrow we have our last Unit 4 lesson for this year. Okay, everybody, until we meet again, then take